bazalwane, thokozani gogo nomkhulu. Ngithi nje amen kwabathandazi. Hi to everybody. Ngiyathemba ukuthi ngiyaphila. So hopefully njengoba ngiletha, you guys gonna hear me. We're not gonna win.
Yeah, I miss this room, right?
So if somebody come on and then
It's gonna get hard, but it's coming on the road that time.
hopefully it will stop. I don't know. I'm thinking I don't even know if there's a radar. Just check if terrible. I like this shadow of me. It's like if Vela Okoko Bagits behind me. Yeah, just double check it in there's a radar. If you can hear me, please just let me know you can hear me. So that guys we can try and do this. I don't know when. Tomorrow. I don't know. So I'm just worried about Liasho info. I don't want to. Are we winning with the sound? Eba. So I don't know. Weather yeah, I think Dash and Manager got the shooty Zamin we hear you much that's amazing. Yeah, yes, it's raining. It's rain. And I wanted to do this, Bazalwane, it's my birthday. Like, it's my birthday. And I've been so exhausted and a little bit drained and a little bit worried about my birthday because but I feel a lot better about it today. I feel a lot better about it today now that it's here. Makhosi, yeah, I really wanted to do this live. It's my birthday. I just thought it was okay. I know but I think, as I had previously said, there's going to be a lot happening. And you know, in the last couple of weeks, thank you for the birthday wish. Yeah, in the last couple of weeks, I've dived a little bit into umsebenzi wesilungu kancane. Ngibonile ukuthi hayi njengoba lokho bewufaka shoot abanankinga mengithi nje faka kancane umsebenzi wesilungu. And I've enjoyed it actually. I don't know if I ever told you guys, ukuthi by profession I still am, I guess, because I'm in consultant, brand management. I help businesses grow in the main market. So those that don't know what brand management is, it's if marketing and PR had a baby, they would have me. Yeah. So this is no marketing, no PR, so that's what I used to do. So I've been a bit busy with that as well as Dlozi. So that's where the exhaustion was coming. No Shabalala Felena waba busy ngomsebenzi we-IT because he was an IT technician. If I'm IT tech because he did web development and he does apps and all those kinds of things. So besivele wathi nje umsebenzi wesilungu, so bavumile amathongo sathi why not because Dlozi kubuye kuthi headache nyana. But thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Mengizwakala, I am happy. I just wanted to obviously speak about a few things. While I have the time, Nani Lana, those that want to ask about dreams, you can ask me and so but I think there's a lot has been happening, and you know, it's just a matter of posting them. But one of the things I haven't done a video about that I actually wanted to speak about today, you know, not to say that there isn't an element, because I did it with my first child. Lento yegama, you know, sizwe simnyama, and I heard Inganzami speaking about this by themselves, you know, but sizwe simnyama, you know, we are so close to God, ne? We are so close to God to the point where indlela thina noNkulunkulu ebe singakhona or singakhona as a black nation, yonke yethu mesibiza, you know, simemeze intabeni, simemeze emanzini, simemeze emahlathini, where nature, you know, prospers, or where nature is dominant, ne? So whether useyindaweni yamanzi or usentabeni or usehlathini la kugcwele khona izihlahla, you know, there's a relationship that us as black people, seeing the mnyama that we have with nature, that connects us directly with God. Asibona abantu asesidinga ukuthi we need to go through somebody to connect with God, ne? We have this direct line with God that cannot be explained. You know, some people do try to explain it through history, through you know, amahuhu and all of these things, but to be very honest, a relationship that we have with God, but we connect to everything. We are able to feel everything that happens with nature, because even mekuzoshintsha izulu indle emhlophe ngizobabiza kanjalo, abantu besamazweni angaphandle esilungu, they've had to study nature. We don't study nature. There's a way ukuthi we can tell just by indlela umoya oshintsha ngayo, today lizoduma, kodwa ayikho into ekhombisa ukuthi kuzoduma. Even i-weather channel mozoya kuyona uthi ubuka isimo sezulu akusho ukuthi kuzoduma, but umuntu omnyama who's connected to God and connected with nature is able to say namhlanje lizoduma, and without fail uthola ukuthi mhlawumbe ngabo 11 ebusuku or whenever kuvele dume, you know, out of nowhere, because we have such a strong connection with nature. Sasikwazi thina ukuthi siye entabeni mekuthi ade kwagcina ukuna or ukunetha, sikwazi ukuthi siye entabeni sifike khona sicele, yabo, simemeze uNkulunkulu, simemeze obaba uNkulunkulu ukuthi bayabona ukuthi izitshalo ziyafa, ngicela ukuthi balethe imvula. Without fail akupheli nasikhathi liyana izangoma zangempela zayikwazi ukuthi mezithi kunento eyenzakalayo zikhuza izulu. Uyayibona, our connection with God and nature is so intense. There's no book that will ever be able to really capture that, you know. So in the extension of that is within our names. Umntwana momqamba waye feza. It was almost like a prophecy, right? It's almost like his prophet or bulwa. Mezofika emhlabeni kwakusho ukuthi lo mntwana fanele qanjwe igama elithile, and whatever that name is uzoyiphila leyo nto, uzobe yiyo leyo nto, you know. Even noma kuthiwa umntwana ufike ngendlela embi, there was a way ukuthi umntwana lo uzoqanjwa, indicate ukuthi unfortunately this is how this child came to be. Our names hold so much power, and we find ukuthi the way we are getting away from that more and more through ibulawa sokuthi fanele sehla amandla ethu as the African community, or as the African people, the people of the soil, is by distancing ourselves from our root names. So ngenza umzekelo ne igama lami ne as it is eliphelele ngabe ke senyongithakatha ngegama lami ngoba nizongibhora ngixakekile already angithi ngizokuxakeka ngokuthakatha ukuthi senilokho ngibiza igama lami. But anyway, igama lami eliphelele lithi Thandiwe. So in that igama, it says lo mntwana uthandiwe, and wherever I would go, like the love would just circulate me, ngangumuntu othandiwe, and when I was a child they used to make jokes ekhaya ukuthi ngangimubi kangakanani, ayazi ke but that didn't even matter, there was something that would make people gravitate, igama lesilungu, but gravitate towards me. Ngangiyithola ngiba nenhlanhla uthola ukuthi ngumuntu ophiwa izinto or ngumuntu ocatshangelwayo over because somebody just felt the need, to love me and want to take care of me, ubhutwami igama lakhe means inhlanhla, and umuntu hey angimazi umuntu onenhlanhla kanje, unenhlanhla ubhutwami ngale ndlela, so this igama means enough, and she's always been umuntu that is enough. Whatever she did, wayekwazi ukuthi ayimele, she was enough for herself. She wasn't a person owayedinga omunye umuntu oseceleni to figure it out. She would always figure it out for herself and be strength for herself, for us. So lento yegama is such importance, and it has such a deep-rooted connection with us and nature and God. And in how you name your child will speak a lot to what will be foreseen for that child. So yini azoyifeza esimeni sakhe sempilo, esimeni sakhe seyinhlanhla, nesimeni sakhe seyibusiso ezizoqhamuka, based on that name alone. Not to say, obviously, if you name your child something like, I don't know, Brian, then maybe they won't be lucky. No, it's not to say that. But kunamandla eqhamuka emathongweni, eqhamuka kuNkulunkulu uqobo within that name. Sometimes you find certain things poison. Sometimes obviously, the way your family is structured can help carry a child, but to help push that forward, right now, in order to push that forward and be able to own amandla and be able to own ubukhosi bomntwana or izibusiso zomntwana, kuqala egameni. As much as mina umntwana mokuqala unaligama lesilungu, but the name I gave her, yesilungu, it meant imisebenzi kaNkulunkulu. It wasn't futhi igama from, it was actually a Greek, it was Greek and Latin, a Greek and a Latin name, and it means imisebenzi kaNkulunkulu. Then igama lakhe engamnika lona lesiXhosa means ukuthi she is enough naye, yabo, umuntu owanelisayo wherever she goes. She doesn't need, external validations, or she doesn't need anything outside of herself to fill her cup, yabo. So ngamqamba elesingisi ukuthi kuchaza kona ukuthi imisebenzi kaNkulunkulu, and then ukuthi ke within imisebenzi yakhe kaNkulunkulu she will be enough. Uyabona uzokwanelisa kukho konke akwenzayo. So there's this thing where I think we need to start opening our eyes to how we name our children, because that will assist in bringing us closer and back to the relationship we held with God and with nature. You know, there's no need for me to do a whole breakdown or a full-on video about it, but I think it's just something I felt in my heart into ekufanele ngithi ukuthi fafa ngayo, ngithi uxoxa kancane ngayo, because lento ukuthi silokhu sinika amagama iy'ngane zethu ngoba nakho hayilikhuli leli noma lizochaza esikoleni noma yabo, you want the name to be attractive. That's not the purpose of naming your child. You know, the purpose of naming your child so that the child already is, by virtue of ukuthi uzofika emhlabeni, you know, and whatever ugcobo analo, whatever that she's called to do within as a message but within our world and emhlabeni esiphila kuwo, it's important uqala amarishe honor that child with their name that will speak to who they will become and who the ancestors they carry are. You know, I think that's very important, because as and we say we are trying to find ourselves within our I don't know. I'm actually putting my phone on vibrate as well, because this is just ridiculous. But yes, so okay, so I'm just gonna put this phone on vibrate as well. Now, sound. My phone. So I think it's just important to really note the importance of a name and the importance of honoring your child, you know, with their identity before they are even born, because within the name there's also an identity. And khona abantu ababusisi ukuthi amathonga kubo ayafika in dreams to actually say, you know, iqambe ingane yakho ukuthi mina my twins laba abahamba emhlabeni bafika bangitshela igama kufanele ngiyobanike wona. Uboyzini ngatshelwe igama afanele aqanjwe ngalo. So babefika ke besho ukuthi okay, lo mntwana njengoba ezofika sidinga ukuthi umqambe ukuthi, you know. So there are people like that are best, you know, and you don't have to be a healer, by the way, for them to do that. Anybody can get a dream from an ancestor or you know, iDlozi or whoever that walks with you spiritually or that takes care of you. It can even be umzali or ahambayo. It can be your mom or your dad or whoever that may come to you in a dream and actually say uzoba nomntwana nomntwana ngicela ukuthi umqambe ukuthi. So that is something to note. That's the first thing I wanted to speak about. All right, the second thing, you know, I'm one person, and I think this is where I'm grateful for umkhwenyana engaphiwa yena, you know, all right, Baba. But umkhwenyana ngaphiwa yena, and I'm actually starting to see with inganzami as well. You know, I'm one person that fully believes in being open. Oh, thank you, Lotus. Abhala igama lakho so angikwazi ngisho ukuthakazela or ukukubiza, but ngiyabonga for the birthday wish. But there's a verse in the Bible. It's in Proverbs. I don't know when it beg or in get quote guys, but there's a verse in the Bible that speaks on living honestly, you know, living in the light of God, you know, angizokuthola manje because uProverbs ngifunda, but you know, this verse speaks on being open in how you live. You know, the good, the bad, the in between, the uncomfortable, because it's only through your truth. And you know, we speak about your truth. Actually, no, it's not your truth, the truth, because there's masifuna ukuyidefend umbhedo wethu siyathanda ukuthi, oh no, this is my truth, you know, well, however you take it, but this is my truth. And umuntu bese funa uku-argue now, that may be your truth, but my truth, no, the truth. There's the truth, there's umuntu may defend kwizinto zakhe ethi my truth, omunye athi okay, your truth, and no, that's not the conversation I'm trying to have. But in living in the truth, so kukho konke ukona, you know, I think I had to speak about this. I think it was during a consultation. But bengichazela umuntu ukuthi, you know, sonke siyawenza amaphutha, and I think I've even said it in a video. I don't know, I stand to be corrected on my own nonsense sometimes, but yeah, you know, we all make mistakes, and sometimes within making those mistakes we can hurt people, and sometimes in making those mistakes we can hurt ourselves. But the only way to grow and learn is through those mistakes. It's through experiencing, and then after experiencing, understanding. When I'm up that you know full well you have no business in making, because uzobuenza besuthi, oh no, but I had to learn. It's a mistake. But I'm a mistake without you realize, be a case where people get hurt or you get hurt, or relationships end, you know. But the one thing about it for me is that in all that I've experienced, the reason why I speak about it, you know, and I'm saying this because I actually had a few people be like, well, there are things I think you shouldn't be talking about. We want to hear this. Or even when I started doing these videos, I had said, whether I help one person or I help 100 people or help 1,000, as long as umuntu is again. And the only way for somebody to truly get help is to realize that they won't be judged for what they, if they are trying to correct it, because Ukiela is trying to correct, you know, and trying to truly understand what iputala. Yeah, but even when I do cleanser for lendolin, don't just do the cleanse for the sake of uyazi ukuthi kunobumnyama obukhona empilweni yakho because 1 or 2 or 3 awugezelile. Ugeza, the purpose is not to wash away the darkness or of the thing that you did. The purpose is to ukuhlambulula within yourself through an external experience. Ukuhlambulula ngoba even I've had dreams like this, Ushabalala has dreams like this, my mom has had dreams like this. So at some point in our lives, sayiphupha into ekuthiwa inhlambuluko. And inhlambuluko does not necessarily mean hambi yogeza emanzini and it's done. Inhlambuluko, for it to be successful, hence why you find people coming and saying, hey, ade sasenza inhlambuluko ekhaya, but ilokhu ivela masihlola. Ilokhu ivela, that means it wasn't done properly. And it not being done properly doesn't necessarily mean it was the healer. It means ukuthi ngathi nenza inhlambuluko lapho angihlambululanga ingaphakathi lenu, you know, anzange sit there and ubambe leyo nkukhu yakho ukhuluma ukuthi mina ngenza ukuthi nokuthi, and njengoba ngenza ukuthi nokuthi ngiyalibona iphutha lami ngicela uxolo. Yabo umuntu othile ngamdlinzela ukuthi nokuthi ngangazi ukuthi ngempela akuyena kodwa indlela esasingaboni ngesolinye ngayo, the way we weren't seeing eye to eye made me think that person was at fault for this and this. It means speaking everything that is inside of you wrong or oyenzile iphutha, you know, uhlambuluka ngokuphelele. I have made mistakes and I own them, you know. I own them, and I that's why ngisho ngithi mina akekho umuntu emhlabeni mina oyofika ethi angangikhiphela ama-files, anginama-files, you know, because I have mistakes. I own that. I've done 1 or 2 or 3. Angufihli lo 1 or 2 or 3 singwenzile. Angufihli lo 1 or 2 or 3 esengwenzile, but ngiyaw understand ukuthi okay kwenza ukuthi some of the things were before ngithwase, some of the stuff were was it during Dlozi? Nah, I didn't do much during Dlozi. After Dlozi, I didn't do anybody dirty. I haven't done anybody dirty.
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, do that. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't done anybody dirty, you know. Yeah, it was when? Yeah, it was before Ngoma. It was, and futhi the person that it was because of inkinga azayifika neDlozi, you know. Masusuhlanya ungabusazi ukuthi kwenzakalani, you know, where sometimes you even black out, you know. Kwabanye ke kwakuhectic ke masusu kwenzeka izinto zikwehlela, you know. But I've always owned those things, and I'll continue to speak about things ezamahlazo nanani that we've done. Even alento yethu ukukipita, you know, I spoke about it, you know, even though we know ukuthi ihlazo when it comes to black families, we all know that. But I speak about it because umuntu needs to know that it's possible to get it together. It's possible to still be a righteous person knowing that you've made mistakes. You know, I speak about everything and anything that happens in my life. The good, the bad, amathwasa, ama-client, konke nje, konke kula, kwamavidiyo, konke kula, you know, ukilo gobela, ukilo amathwasa, all of it, it's here because it's a case of, if I'm not open and honest, then what am I educating? You know, one day I'll meet my maker. One day ngizoba answerable kuNkulunkulu, ngiyoba answerable emadlozini akithi. And if ngingahambi ngolayini, ngiyophendula ngithini? You know, I'll turn into one of those ancestors. No, it's fine, baby. I'll turn into one of those ancestors that abagcina sebehlupha bacela ukuthi benzelwe inhlambuluko, benzelwe bagezwe, bayoshwelezelwa kasibanibani. I don't want to be that person osehlupha ingane zami ukuthi ngicela bengishwelezela kamkhize noma bengishwelezela kaNgcobo because angikwazanga mina ukuyishwelezela ngisaphila because bengifa nemfihlo. I can't be that ancestor. And abanye benu bahlushwa abantu abashona namacala sebefuna ukuthi nilokhu nibalungiselela amacala abo, nilokhu nibalungiselela inkinga zabo, because they couldn't handle living truthfully and honestly and openly. Besaba ukuthi abantu abazothi anginayo lo syndrome, abantu bazothi ne syndrome. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's okay. That's why sometimes, even when it comes to forgetting, I always say ngumuntu okhohlwayo, and when I'm doing videos, I tell people, please, if I haven't, you know, responded to your messages, message, because I own the fact that ngiyakhohlwa. If ningasenibona iphone yami, I have like 200 messages. 200 messages, of which I've only actually read like 30 of them. Ngizama ukuthi break it down kancane. In my phone, I have an automated message ezosho ukuthi we're not available right now, kodwa ngicela ukuthi usho into ofisa ukusizwa ngayo, whether ufuna ukuhlola or ufuna ini, so that it makes it easier mase ngikuphendula, so kuzoshesha. Because I understand ukuthi I'm not perfect, kuningi izinto ezingixakile, and I'm a parent, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter. There's a lot that needs to happen. So I'm not going to always do things as a perfect human being. I'm fallible. Nami ngiyawenza amaphutha. And I own that. I own that. But I think if we don't start truly understanding what it means to walk in alignment and walk within the understanding of there's a journey I am on, and I want to be as successful as I can be on that journey. But in order to achieve that, I need to start being honest with myself, get my checks and balances of myself. Okay, as we Thandi, one, young into 1, into 2, into 3. Got the boys in now. Young into 1, into 2, into 3. How did I harm somebody, or how did I pasamisa somebody's soul, somebody's spirit? These are things to note, these are things to understand, and to understand that we are not perfect, we are humans. And in understanding that, how do we continue to fight to be better humans, to be better at helping other people, to be better at a level of selfishness, yes, is sometimes important to protect your peace. But also, if you're somebody that is walking a journey of, like, I have a lot of people, Lana, on my YouTube that kufanele bathwase noma sebayatwasa noma sebayatwasa noma bafanele ukuba bathandazi noma baneyithunywa, to say unesithunywa, what does that mean? To try and understand that and break that down. What does it mean to have a soul? And you can't think just because unomoya wesithunywa that you're gonna be able to fulfill your ubizo or your uqobo lakho lesithunywa when you are still failing to understand what does it mean to be closer to God? What does it mean to think of somebody else before I think of myself? What does it mean to give to other people, and not just give in terms of imali or ukudla or whatever, but to give ngoba kusuka enhlizweni. Sometimes u100 oqhamuka mvulela ukhophumelele. Sometimes u100 oqhamuka kumuntu onganakho is a bigger amount than 1,000 eqhamuka kumuntu onemali, because ukuthi lo muntu umnika u100 umnika out of love, even though they didn't have money. ukuthi lo muntu loyo mefika ekwenzela into ethile or uyakuphekela or they send you a gift or whatever the case may be, where it's coming from, so you appreciate it more. It's that understanding. There's a story in the Bible that says there was a man of God, what's wrong? Okay. There's a man of God. All right. Okay, thanks. Okay. There's a man of God that, when Jesus came, wabuza like benza konke okufanele ukuthi makwenza. Angazi ukuthi liphi verse ngiyangibuza. Angijulile eBhayibhelini like that. Me and the Bible are not asibona ama-besties. Yabo ngifunda la kubaluleke khona ukunye nokunye ngisuke ngazi ukuthi sesiphambaniswa abelungu. So angikho but yeah, there's hence why I like Proverbs. But anyway, so this man wayephila kahle umuntu ophila soft life, as someone once said, bephila soft life nje nemali enakho konke, enza konke ethandaza enikela konke nje ofanele ukuthi in terms of step by step ofanele ukuthi mawenze mothi uphilele uNkulunkulu bekwenze, you know. And then he asked Jesus ukuthi, okay, what can he do, you know, in order to secure his place in heaven? And what him, in order to secure your place with my Father, kumele ukuthi unikele ngakho konke onayo, yabo. So unikela ngemali yakho yonke, umnotho wakho wonke. The man took a while to, you know, decide, but wakhetha ukwenza lokho. Ngathi sekwenza kawe isethu kuJesu, ayike, you've secured your place in heaven, right? Basically, this man has been living righteously his whole life, doing everything by the book as required, but it wasn't enough to secure his place in heaven. uNkulunkulu wayefuna ukubona ukuthi when it came down to it, lo muntu, will they still have the faith and uthando lakhe if he has nothing, and will he give up everything in order to secure his place in the afterlife, right? Because to note kahle kahle akazi ukuthi uzoshona nini. So angaphila u5 years nje broke uguy enganamali. But and what's with the angry grandma is mommy? What's with the angry emojis? Angisazi. But anyway, uzongibhalele la uthi what's with the angry emojis? But yeah, so you know, this story basically speaks of sacrifice. Uguti, are you willing to always give all you are in order to ensure Uguti other people around you are better off, or and not just in the name of Uguti uyanigela, but you to give okugcina because you know it is right within your soul. It is what isithunywa sakho is. To have isithunywa means everybody else will always be of more importance than you. You know, hence why I think mina, because I understand ukuthi abantu sometimes bahlupha ngani, I appreciate iDlozi, because iDlozi buya full stop, low set right. Okay. But yeah, in everything that you do, you just always have to know to isithunywa, to have isithunywa sometimes is draining. You know, hence why I said, there's a video I did and I said, isithunywa is the hardest spirit because of self that it requires in order for you and your line to be here. Uthi isithunywa sakho si function kanje, you know, it requires so much of you, and most of what it requires you cannot be told by another person. Into that needs to move within yourself. Find that distinct instinct is if there's something wrong, let me go help. Hence why I think that's why for me isithunywa sami I've been like ngicela uthi ukwehla kancane ukukhuluma kuke kukhuluma iDlozi because ngiyabona ukuthi la ubudlale ngami, you know. I've initiated, that's why when even there's a video I initiated somebody for nothing. Loyo wangenzela ushidi phezu kwashidi, you know, wadelela, you know, because uthi ucabanga ukuthi if somebody doesn't have, how can you help them forward so that they don't suffer? You're always thinking about other people's suffering and other people's pain and other people's need, you know, over and above your own, sometimes at a sacrifice of yourself. So ukuba nesithunywa is very, very difficult. Ngiyabazwela mina abantu abahamba nezithunywa kuphela, because I can imagine isisindo salokho ukuthi you only have the spirit sengelosi yezulu speaking upon your life and requiring so much of you that sometimes it's a debt. It's a debt you can't pay off because it just wants you to continuously be self-sacrificing. Ne? So when I think when I live the way I live and I say the things that I say and I talk about what I talk about, I don't need anybody actually coming to my comment section or coming to my WhatsApp telling me I need to not do 1, 2, and 3, because isivumelwano sami nabantu bami ukuthi kukho konke ngiyohlezi ngihamba ngolayini and ngikhuluma iqiniso, even if it's painful for me or painful to me or does not make me look perfect. I'm not perfect. Ngiyawenza amaphutha, but you can only learn and grow from amaphutha. And you have to be in a space to decide what you want for your life and yourself and your spiritual self, to understand what is truly needed from you, if I'm making sense. Sometimes you need to sit with yourself, usifune ingaphakathi lakho uku-understand ukuthi kahle kahle kuze ngifike lapha yini edingakalayo kumina self, ikephi la fanele ngilunge khona, ngihlambululeke khona, kuze mina nabantu engihamba nayo noNkulunkulu uqobo ezokwazi ukuthi mengithi ngikhuluma 1 or 2 or 3 ngizwakala, menguthi ngisiza abantu kanje kanje basizakala. What must happen? And you need to live openly and honestly and understand that ithongo idlozi isithunywa simbethe umuntu ophila emhlabeni. So there are mistakes that are going to happen from that, but akusho ukuthi asicashe ngamaphutha, asicashe ngokuthi siphile emhlabeni, asingacashe ngalezo zinto ngoba nakho sifuna ukwenza ukukhohlakala kwethu bese sithi hayi ngumuntu. No, that's not what it is. There are genuine mistakes that happen uphila that you become remorseful for and you become very apologetic about, you know, those mistakes or what is deemed understandable. Not into oyenza ngamayibom uthemba ukuthi ngizoxolisa ngizokhuleka and it's over. It doesn't work like that, you know. But yeah, let me answer this before I move on. I need to do what? Was it? I mean, I didn't get that memo, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm trying to read this. Hey, finally, okay. Ukumalo. Uti, I'm dreaming of an unknown woman kneeling in front of me, and she said, "Please help me find name." She said the name, I don't know. Nkulu, iphupho lakho aliphelele. I'm not gonna lie to you. Aliphelele iphupho lakho. There are elements that are missing, but on this alone, this is what I'll say. Most likely lo muntu lo. But again, ngihlaziye into engaphelele ayiphelele le khehla lami. Angifuni ukuhlala ngawo. Khona mhlawumbe iphupho kwaliphupho phambilini or iphupho kwaliphupho after this one that connects. Kodwa sometimes because amaphupho siwathole eqaqana, uthola ukuthi khona uthole this month and uzothole ngoJanuary, you know. We don't actually connect the dreams to get the full dream. But based just on this, it's most likely umuntu wasekhaya or umuntu wakini, and ngabe umuntu ongasekho, ngabe umuntu mhlambe loyo uhamba nomuntu ophilayo, right, odinga ukulungisela into ethile. And please help me find mhlambe whoever that they need to find, they connect to your family as well. So lento le kahle kahle into edinga ukuthi mayilungiswe, ilungiselwe lo muntu ongasekho, connected to umuntu mhlawumbe ophilayo, that needs to ukuthi kiwe whoever connects to the bloodline. Angazi noma uyangizwa yini, but umuntu nje odinga ukuthi makatholakale akhona ukuthi ke lo ongasekho, lo vela kuwena, kube uyena olungisekelayo ngale situation le, whatever it is. I hope ukhonela ukungi-understanda le nto engizama uyichaza. Hayi ugrandma nje ungisendela ama-emoji nje abovu. Angazi ukuthi ebethini ke, kodwa ke abanga ukuthi mhlambe ke uzochaza ngendlela azochaza ngayo. But yeah. So yeah, bazalwane, before I forget as well and I move on to other things, can please is it mpomenzela? Angazi noma mpomenzela yini or yeah, angazi noma mpomenzela. I'm trying to look on my phone. I'm not finding it. Ngicela WhatsApp ne. I appreciate you. You've actually literally been the longest member of my channel. I want to have a conversation with you. I want us to arrange a WhatsApp call. See, and then I also want to send you a gift. So please do contact me. Angazi noma ke if the number is showing on there, but it's 0815484108. Please WhatsApp me. Thank you so much for being a member of my channel for as long as you have. And you've really supported my channel without expecting anything. So please do WhatsApp me. I appreciate you so much. So I want to send you a gift saying how grateful I am. And then we are close to 5,000 subscribers. So I will, as promised, once we reach that 5,000 mark, I will be picking I think I said 4 people. 4 people that are gonna get gifts from me, that have supported the channel, subscribing, watching a lot of my videos, and literally kunamagama that pop up every single time when I do a video, that like, comment, that literally by interactor, and you have no idea how I appreciate that, because standardly it's funny, whenever I do a video, I know standardly that day and I know those are the people that support me so much, that are always waiting on the information. They are always ready to support me, and whatever I do. Some of them have even gone to my website, www.makhosithandi.co, bought stuff. Yeah, khona nje engimaziyo othenga ugwayi every single month ngihlezi ngiyazi ukuthi standard ngizobona igama lo muntu othile, and uthenga 2 every single month. Lo muntu I think usegoli, ngimposele egoli. So I appreciate you. In fact, outside of the 4, lo muntu lo kahle kahle fanele ngimsendele gift every single month without fail. So I see the support and I appreciate you all, bazalwane, for it. Sibaninga sense YouTube, but when you're doing things and you're not speaking about all the things you're just speaking about things that is to grow people and to help people. Sometimes you guys appreciate it, and you appreciate the way I am and you don't want me to change. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. My thing wasn't to do it based on no. I'm gonna do it the way I know how to do it, and the way my people allow me to do it and want me to do it, and help me grow those that need to grow and those that need to connect with me. Because also this was a platform baze basho kumina ephupheni ngathi befika ngesibonakaliso bathi nje cha mntanami yenze lokhu, because this is how some of your children are going to find you. So abanye abantwana bambedlozi bayongithola ngayo le platform. So when I do the things the way I do them, I need to ensure that I'm always the person that I am. Akukho kushintshayo. So it's not going to alter and change based on if one person likes it or they don't. If umuntu doesn't like how I am doing things, they can go
and start their own channel.
And start and start that. And shut up. Simple. Yeah, khona kunandaba nawo nini angisazi ngangiresponda ngithi ngiya-respond to someone's message with YouTube what's that thing called YouTube Studio sengingixoxela iy'ndaba ke ngoba on YouTube Studio ne so ngangithi ngiya-respond and I'm looking phela angithi I'm monitoring the numbers so that I know ukuthi ngempela masekufika ku-5,000 engadlali ngabantu bathumele nje ama-gifts abo bajabule bazi ukuthi nje uMakhosi Thandi uyaba-recognize and uyabathanda because ngiyanithanda bazalwane. Nginama-diehard lana that support me and rock with me and understand me ukuthi ngumuntu okanjani, even though some of you I've never met you guys, but ngithanda nje nginje kunganama alterations ne. So mangithi fa hayi ngithi ngiya-respond hayi man bengalele ku-4,000 ban hawu manje kwawu-4,000 ban hey u-12 wonke wabantu wa-unsubscribe ngadlalela la. The devil is a liar. Yabona 12 lo uright ukuthi uhambe ngoba lezi zinto I'm doing shorts and I've been posting shorts. Abanye abantu ababuka ama-video baze baqeda. So now ezinye izinto ezishisayo engiyikhulumayo abaziboni. And mina ushidi angizwani nawo. If uwenza izinto ezingabhadlanga, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the fact that I do believe ukuthi umuntu ohamba wayothwala usuke ehlulwe idlozi. Standard leyo nto ngeke isozishintshe. Mina mangibona ukuthi idlozi lami alisenze ngelevel engidinga ukuthi malenze ngalo. Kusimple. Ngiyodasta PC na ngithuntuthe ngifese. Ngiqashwe. Uyabo? Ayikho into edlula lokho. Ngeke ngizingixaka kuyilokho because as I said, by profession, brand management, if PR and marketing had the baby, they would have me. So ayikho engixakile lapha. Ushabalala IT technician baba. Ngeke ngasingawuthola umsebenzi. Sihleli njengoba sihlaliswa idlozi and idlozi liyasinakekela. Kodwa other than that hayi ngoba ngempela sishawa umhlaba. Asishawa ngomhlaba asiyekanga ngoba nakho sibona ukuthi hayi lalela sizophopha edlozini. Besiphopha vele before. Siphopha. Baba stop it. Besiphopha. Stop it. Isithunzi lesileyo lento yenzayo. Izovela kwi-video. Yeah, besiphopha before. We are going to some of the hottest events in yeah. Okay. We're going to some of the hottest events.
Grandma is mommy.
Hey, angazi mina uba grandma is mama. Akangitshela ukuthi why lama emoji yakhe anje. Yabo. But yeah, uyabona ngibe angivele ngaba confused. So yeah, so let's pop up before. If those that sends out si pop. Because if it did, you know, the ngabengenza the same things I was doing before at a more extreme level, you know. Ngomsebenzi wami I had traveled all over the country. So iDlozi nje lathi cha uzokupakeke uthi ukuhlala ulapha abantu. Ukusebenza all over the country awusasebenzi manje. Uyohamba ngoba uhanjisa umsebenzi weDlozi. Mangahanjisa umsebenzi weDlozi esigodlweni ilaba azokuthola khona. You know, so that's the life. So I ngoba ngipophiswa idlozi bengipopha before. So umuntu nje methwele hayi bandla bazalwane ngengidlale ngayo uhlulwe idlozi. Just like amanye amathwasa ami la angasekho la ekhaya. Ayothwala azothwala ngoba ahlulwe abadlozi. Uhlulwe idlozi nje standard uzothwala. Ngoba awufuni ukuba yilento le ubona ukuthi abantu bazokuhleka ukuthi wathi uthi uyathwasa buku usuyini manje usunjani kanjani cha. They don't want that. They don't want to own the suffering. You know, this is another thing, right? When it comes to iDlozi, a lot of people is asking, but why iDlozi? Melifuna uthwase likudlulisa kwinto ezibuhlungu likuphuca imali likuphuca umnotho uswele and all those things. You know why iDlozi does that? Ne? Mina ngizoniphendula today. Why iDlozi mekufanele uyothwasa? Likuphuca imali uyalimala uyagula futhi ugula heck hayi ukuthi ugula light uyagula engathi uyahlanya ngathi ingqondo ayiphilile ugule ube nezifo futhi ongazazi nokuthi uma uthi uyaguglisha uzothi uguglishana iDlozi lelo ne liqhatha moda ushadile kuchithe kumendo mekuthi uyajola awufunwa ndoda khona indoda ekufunayo noma umuntu osilisa khona intombi ekufunayo ziyabaleka intombi yabaleka amadoda nje yonke into ekhaya uvela uphenduka isitha. You know why iDlozi does that? One, why likuphuca imali? Because iDlozi likutshela kancane ukuthi phaphama uneDlozi. As you grow, there are always signs ukuthi umntwana weDlozi, right? Abanye umuntu ayosebenza abone nje enenhlanhla abone izinto zenzeka methi uyathinta into yenzeka iDlozi lokho eliziveza ukuthi likhona ne umuntu angayi kuyothwasa. The only time umuntu azanyakaza maseshayeke emalini masisebona ukuthi ngabroke nganuka ngabroke nje nganje like what's going on anginamali ngiyanuka ngiswele ngisho imali yokuthenga ama perfume ngiswele imali ye roll-on. This is extreme. Ishayisile imoto and ayishayisa imoto ukuthi ulimali cha ishayisa ukuthi nje yona ibe beyond repairs noma intshontshe noma injani kuzuzo sukuma ukuthi something's not right. Mengithi kuvele konakala ngobani that's the only way uzonyakaza ngayo. All right, imali bakuphuca unyakazi bese uyagula masusuhamba bonke odokotela wena ama specialist baningi abafika kumina sengihambe ngisho ama specialist kodwa batholi ukuthi kunalokho bathi angikhiphe lokho angenze lokho omunye bamkhiphisa isibeletho bathi akhipha isibeletho emncane yabo ayikho into abangakwenzisi yona bakwenzise. Why? Because odokotela by definition abakwazi ukuthi we don't know what's wrong with you. They can't say that as doctors. They just give possibilities and then when you sign off okay you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, but they can't say we don't know. Khona abanenhlanhla abaye ebhedlela la kukhona izangoma uthola ukuthi khona la ngatata khona uBoyzini kwakuno sister lapho wayitetisa oyekwi ilabor ward uyisangoma yabo yena when people come umuntu okanjalo uyakwazi ukutshela ukuthi yazi nimntana angifuni lokhu uzohlala la hamba uyobona umlaphi because ngiyabona ukuthi kunenkinga kanje so umlaphi uyena uzokwazi ukuthi akuhlolele kahle yabo usuka ayibona inkinga yakhe but okunye uthi akakutsheli uyakuthiphisa nje ukuthi yabo inkinga yakhe akuyona esilungu idinga isinto noma uye clinic uhlangane no sister lapha akutshela ukuthi awuthi ukuthi yabo khona abantu abanye odokotela that understand traditional medicine so they're able to say to you hey maybe go see a traditional doctor so that uzosizakala yabo kwamina ngize ngiye kumlaphi ngiye kwisangoma ngize ngithwase ngiqala nje ngithi ngiyalashwa ngangitshelo umlungu wathi nje mokyao lento yakho le is not natural. I think you need to see one of your African doctors, you know. I think you should go and one of my friends is going to take you and do some cock. Because I didn't really understand that stuff. Kodwa nami ngaye kumlaphi ngenxa yomlungu engitshela ukuthi le nkinga zami don't sound normal. You know. So izinto ekanjalo zibalekile. So what must happen? iDlozi will make you sick so that uzophaphama. Uyakhula awuphaphami. All right, 3 sichitha kwasani empilweni yakho. Wena mjolo, wena mendo ekhaya uphenduka isithi uvela ube nesidina ngathi ukhafuliwe. Why iDlozi now is wanting to isolate you. To isolate you so that lizokwazi ukuthi liqondane nawe ngqo likutrape litlalela la lalela la wena uzwa ngithi hamba uyothwasa. So that's why iDlozi does all these hectic things to you so that uzohamba uyothwasa and then masuthwasa kube nzima. Why? Because your ancestors need to trust that even when it gets hard, you will be able to rock with them. You will be able to have uthando lwabo. If kulula ukukholelwa ngisazoyifunda le nto baba. Kulula ukukholelwa kuNkulunkulu. If yonke into yakhe iphop ihamba kahle. Kunzima ukukholwa uNkulunkulu noma to believe kwamadlozi if izinto zakho zingahambi kahle. So what must happen? Fanele bakuvivinye abadala, fanele bakuvivinye ingelosi ukuthi lo mntwana lo userious ngathi noma wenza ngoba ufuna ukugcina icala. So when you're able to endure the hardship, hey busisi hayi lalela. Ngiyobuye nizongitshela ukuthi hayi no hayi kuvulelekile kuyakhanya kuhle kumhlophe. But the only way to get there is to endure the hardship. Idlozi adalelanga umuntu ukuthi ahlupheke. Asidalelanga indlala, asidalelanga ukuswela, asidalelanga ukuba broke, asidalela soft life. Sizangoma, sabathandazi, but hayi le soft life ekwi-standard se-social media. I-standard sethu ukuthi if udinga imali yokudla endlini, amadlozi akho enza sure ukuthi anilambi. If udinga ukuthenga imoto because uyabona ukuthi umsebenzi uyisa ngapha nangapha and udinga imoto, izokunika idlozi imali yemoto. If udinga ukuthi ube nomuzi, idlozi without fail will give you. Mina I'm one of the few people ekhaya or kwabanye basekhaya or cousin that owns their own property. Ongakweleti. Why? When no one thought I would ever be here, I would ever own my own house. What baba baba sitshela ngekuzube ilutho. Abanye wethu sasitshelwa qo tsa hey lo ngezabe ilutho. But sathula ukhale wedwa uthi idlozi uyangibona la ngikhona. Uyayibona impilo yami ihamba kanjani? Hey nansi story. Sathenga imoto nenoshabalala. Sibiza umfazi omnyama ne. Hayi sayithenga umfazi omnyama ne, sathenga umfazi omnyama, sihamba ngaye. Umfazi omnyama uyaphopha, uyabona ukuthi hayi yabo uyamuva yena. Yabo from A to B uzofika, ne? But it's an old car. It's like in Kosalite, right? In Kosalite le la itudo lene capezutu. Kodwa ihlala abantu abawu4 kodwa lene capezutu. Ihlala 5, like a standard car. 2 phambili 3 ngemuva. But it was a small car, ne? Hayi mfazi omnyama hayi sihambe ngaye. Hayi uzwe istory ukuthi siyahlekwa ngoba thina kunabantu within our lives nje, even within our families. Yoba hamba ngeimoto zanokusho thina sihamba umfazi omnyama umfazi omnyama hey sihamba nomfazi omnyama even abantu esibalapha bafika la ubona ukuthi bayibukela phansi le moto ne athi yazini sikhuluma noshawala yazini mama don't worry about it, it's going to be fine. Mina kubuye ngishaya uTash because I'm just like idlozi njani yabo lizongilethela all these people engibalaphayo bahamba ngeimoto zanokusho, you know, abanye live in mansions, and mina at that time sasilala ku round, it's no round, go rough, yes, but I am tutuzu usho I know it's fine, it's our time to go through this, it's going to be fine. I nami ngisho ngithi ukuthi sometimes phela kubuye kuvuke lokho, but I know it's going to be okay because my ancestors lalela, I'm the descendant of Inkosi. And not just ukuthi ngoba ngithwasela uMakhosi, no, I have forefathers that were chiefs. So and ngibaphuphile basho ukuthi mina ngiyinkosi yabo kwashacimo konke lokho. So you know it's not fine. Mina I know who I am. Hayi lalela hayi kwabalithi kwabanjalo siyincenga ngumfazi omnyama hayi bahleka basihleba sithule. The only time we started being taken seriously was when siteng White Star. White Star is named after one of our chickens. White Star. Usa akasekho manje. Bamntshontsho White Star. So no, I'm back. But yeah, we were taken seriously, but sabagazeleli sin, because we knew ukuthi our ancestors were not of poverty, and we needed to trust that they have a plan, and they did. So in all the things we have done, we own this house. So Shabalala, how old was I when we got this house? I was no. Share with the land, the property. When you, okay, yeah. So I was 26 when we got this land. 26 when we got this land. I was 26. Ushabala was 28. And we did it on our own. Singasebenzi mlungu, sisenzi iDlozi kuphela. Siphila ngeDlozi, mind you, because the 2019 end of year, ne? January, shama cancellation. Yeah, my contract is now. 2019. All 2019 cancel. End of year. Yeah, all 2019. About December also rough. January 2020 was so January 2020 cancellation of contracts. So how come contracts are saying now? Oh, I was like, got the land in to but we trusted. Ngakhala for a week. Angifuna umkhohlisa. Engqamela manga mina nabakithi. Ngakhala for a week. Ngithi nje shabalala kwa rough, kwa tense, kwa tricky. Sizophila kanjani? Because I had contracts. Mina phela bengiyisebenza. So I had contracts and they were all cancelled. But ke ngedlozi. So to suffer for a month or 2 months or 3 months is nothing compared to umnotho that you unlock when you show your ancestors faith. When you show your faith. And not uNkulunkulu lesifundiswa ngayo le ezintabeni zabelungu. No. I mean lo uNkulunkulu lo thina simaziyo, lo simmemeze ezintabeni, lo simmemeze emanzini mesikhuleka. Lo esimaziyo mesingene emahlathini sime phambi kwesihlahla siguqe lapho futhi phambi kwesihlahla siphaphathe loyo. Okay, madlamini la losithupha uthi Thokoza Gogo, please share what pink and white beads mean. Okay, with the pink ones, ne? So asiqalela, when it comes to color beads, right? So like your blue, your red, your white, your yellow, your what, all of that, those colors are going to be a representation of ithunywa zakini, ne? But then there's another element. Then there's the element of the beads connecting isithunywa neDlozi lakini, right? So white is usually that bead that will connect eDlozini nasesithunyweni. So it will connect the two spirits in terms of ubwena, right? And what is needed. Then yellow speaks to isithunywa seDlozi, ne, or isithunywa esihamba namathongo, right? That's the yellow bead. Then red usually speaks on isithunywa neDlozi that speaks to protection. So isithunywa siyangbulela in terms of what's happening, like ngunempe kanjena, or whatever the case may be. We would say, okay, there's war on you, or unabantu abafuna ukuhlasela noma unezitha, whatever, noma uyathakatha, whatever the case may be. Okuyimpi kuwena, ne? And then eDlozini it will fight. So it connects the two spirits, right? And then blue now speaks on ogogo, green speaks on amakhehla, right? But then there's also the element of understanding your beads in terms of then what your people come and say, ukuthi faga lama beads ngoba ufakela mina, right? Noma whatever the explanation, ngoba sometimes then bayafika basho ukuthi njengoba uzofaka lo buhlali lobu ubufakela mina, noma njengoba uzofaka lo buhlali lobu ingoba uzokulekelela umoya emanzini, or whatever the case might be, or uzokulekelela in terms of more thanders, or noma connecta nesithunywa, whatever it is, then they will explain it to you. But in Vamisa, the standards of the beads is that. Okay. And then Makhosi, I heard you. As the dream shifted, I arrived at a place I don't know. When I entered the house, I greeted, saying Makhosi. Then the man who was sitting down started praising me. Okay, so you greeted the person.
I think it's quite from our previous dream.
Yeah, no, ngiyabona. Okay. All right. Mkhulu, into engizoyisho is this, ne? Because kunodaba la that's unfolding, right? Kunodaba la that's unfolding in terms of yourself, and I don't necessarily think it's going to be wise for us to also speak about it on this live, but kunento embulelekayo kuwena, ne? When we ask ukuthi number one usemakhosini la ukhona, so already you know ukuthi in whatever needs to happen, right? La ufanele uye khona la into yakho izosizakala khona in terms of this particular situation isemakhosini. So la ozomela ukuthi uye khona is to umakhosi. So no other healer in whether umzawu or qagu or in will be able to help you with this particular thing. You are recognizing la ukhosini. So fanele uye umakhosi. Okay, then the man who started praising you. So me thakazela or ekbiza yabo kunento eyosimo semoya nayo I recognize ayo from you. Uyayibona lento le. So umoya wakhe is also recognizing umoya wakho, ne? So this is what I'm gathering engbulela ngayo ngalokhu delisile, ne? But again ngizophinde ngisho ukuthi still inala akuphelele kunento unfoldayo when it comes to these series of dreams. Kunento abazama ukuthi balokho bekukhombisa yona that is gonna connect kungekudala. Yeah. So ngiyathemba ukuthi uphendulekile. Okay, khona bhale Thokoza Gogo, I'm curious to know what the blue and white bayi with Ibubesi stands for. Please explain to me. Okay, Mbali, I'm going to say this, ne? And foregoing that, it's not a case of amabayi. It's a case of when it comes to beads, there's a standard of the beads, and then kuba nencazelo ezofika nabantu abakunika leyo nto leyo, right? Which can also speak to the type of spirit that you have, or that's dominant, or that wants to uphakama kahle phezu kwakho, ne? Lento amabayi cishe ifane kanjalo. Amabayi, or even izembatho in general, right? Izembatho whether ujazi or in, you know, kunomuntu othola ukuthi unamakhehla, right? But uzokhonjiswa isembatho ujazi oblue okufanele ukuthi makawufake. Oblue umele ogogo, right? But kulo muntu bayasho ukuthi sifunele lo jazi for amanzi. Yizo le nto leyo. Or uthola umuntu ohamba nogogo akhonjiswe ujazi green omela amakhehla, but lo gogo wants it specifically for amanzi. So when it comes to izembatho or amabayi, they are specific to those people ohamba nabo, because uthola ukuthi idlozi lakho elika gogo, but kunendlela aconnecta ngayo namakhehla that requires ukuthi into ayigqokayo ibe a representation of lamakhehla lawo. Uyayibona? Or umuntu uthola ukuthi uphethwe amakhehla, but into ayigqokayo has to connect. Okay, now I'm back. But yeah, so there's a way ukuthi mhlawumbe umuntu mayiphethwe amakhehla uthola ukuthi la uzogqoka kodwa okay, sorry, it keeps on reconnecting, but anyway, yeah, so umuntu namakhehle uthola ukuthi kodwa uzofuna ujazi blue that ezokwazi ukuthi ilekelele labo gogo abamlekelelayo kumsebenzi ne. So for me to give you an explanation when it comes to izembatho will do you an injustice, because mekufika umuntu ekhombisa ibhayi ne usuke azi ukuthi leli bhayi it will drive what within impilo yakho noma kwisimo. I'll make an example. Injita le engathi bovu or maroon. I don't know what color that bhayi is, but abanye bathi maroon. I think it's sugelilishame if it looks maroon, but it's red. No, actually it's maroon or brownish. Yeah, it's like brown. Yeah, it's not red. It's like injita le engathi brown or maroon, brownish. Ne? Leyo njita leyo when ngiphupha mina. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was reconnecting. But yeah, so isembatho is tricky because it's based on your spirits and what they require or what will assist them in whatever that needs to be done. So njengoba ngichaza leyo dijita leyo le ngathi brown, bathi mina mengiyokho imithi ehlathini yabo fanele ngifake lelo bhayi lelo. So whenever ngithi ngiyolanda imithi, whether be ehlathini or emarket, kodwa mengiyolanda imithi angazi ukuthi ngifaka lela bhayi. So kushuthi it helps them when it comes to isimo sabo semithi. I don't know, but that's what they required of me, you know. Mengemanzini, there's a certain type of isembatho ekufanele ukuthi mangisifake, you know. Mengemanzini futhi bayafuna ukuthi ngifake ibidani, you know. So it's things like that where it's the job of your ancestors to tell you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it takes time for them to reveal to you why they want you to have this particular thing. But sometimes they don't. They just want you to have it because they want you to have it. But whatever the case may be, into yabo. So maybe ifuna kwena bona bayazi ukuthi bayifunelani, you know. Mina kunamabhayi, I have a lot of amabhayi, but nginamabhayi that I wear more than most, you know. Amabhayi ngiwagqoka kakhulu amabhayi ebhubesi, amabhayi elanga, you know. Which other one? Injita le blue, okwethiwa ngegqoka mengemanzini. What other bhayi shoba ngigqoka a lot? But in ngiwagqoka a lot because on a day-to-day basis I feel okay mengifayele libhayi lalela connection network shoba mubuka yamadula bema sine intenzakala yabo. So kunalokho that needs to happen, you know. Ngabithathule ngane Nkosi yami, struggle be the death of me. But yeah, so kunaleso simo esifike senzeke yabo. So yeah, when it comes to izembatho, please don't stress as to what is this one for, what is that one for, what is that one for, because ultimately there are amabhayi that will speak to isimo sakho. Specifically in terms of maybe uke ehlathini or uke entabeni or uke emanzini, you know, or mokuthi ukhiphela umuntu iwasho. Like for me, mengizokhiphela umuntu iwasho, I need to wear ibhayi lami lebhubesi, you know. I need to wear ujazi wami wesithunywa, right? So that's how I balance iDlozi lami nesithunywa when it comes to imithi engizoyikhipha. When it comes to uke empophomeni, I need to wear ujazi wami wesithunywa. When it comes to ukuhlola, I need to either mekuthi ngizongihlola ngesithunywa kakhulu that day ngifake ujazi wami isiphika sami sesithunywa, noma ngifake ilona isiphika lesi that connects idlozi nesithunzi. So it's dependent. Yonke into is driven by how your people like to be represented and how your people flourish, where they prosper. And that's how you're going to know what you need and when you need it, even when it comes to ojazi nanan. Speaking of, on my website, yonke into engizoyidinga edlozini, it's there. I don't know. I'm sakhona kade coke. Ngomile ngisho. Oh,
Kuhlala 1 day like and a half.
hayi ngine-disease ufanele ungidlisa ngicela ngithumelele ikesi ye-coke. Ngizoyiphuza nje ngidlale ngayo. Ngizoyiphuza nje ningidlise kahle. Ngoba yonke imithi eniyithandayo lapho ngizoza. Ngoba nje i-coke ayibandla ibulawa lami. Okay. But yeah, izembatho zonke, you know, even if you want that's specifically designed, because lokho engibuza la ukuthi hey manje lento itholakala lapha, hayi izinto zoyithola yonke kumina. Ngizoyithola konke kumina namabhidani yonke into siyawenza. Okay. Yeah, I'm reading it now. Okay, umbali angithandi yazi ukubiza abantu amagama. I just feel it's weird. Okay, but ugogola. So guys, okay. Ngiyakuzwa gogo, that makes a lot of sense because they made it clear ukuthi ngithole isiphika esiyellow and explained why. But get that came with zero explanation. Please share with us why zonke lezembatho with us why zonke lezembatho, because I'm sure they were not there in the olden days. I'll tell you what was there. I'll tell you what was there. You know, in the plung, most of these zembatos were actually there, but not in the way as a corner manj, right? Look, Bema, you took don't network, you can't get us. Look, we are shy. Yokubhema into ezenziwa abelungu nokuthanda thenge kumina, but nithenge komama abawugayayo from scratch ugwayi. Yabo lo owenziwe from scratch unendlela udonsa network. Hey,
I think udonsa ugwayi uthandiwe sifeni. Uthungwe
unjani?
Uthandiwe sifeni.
Uthandiwe sifeni. Yes. Sifeni lalela. Message me, because I'm a message maningi. I'll send you something. Uhlezi uthenga shemsithando sami. Hayi uhlezi uthenga ugwayi. Wawuzwa kahle. I'll send you something. I'm in a very giving season. It's my season. It's my birthday month. From namhlanje 26 October to 26 November, ngiya celebrate. Okay, overload get go back kukhulu la ka left. Okay, uthi ngikuphendule ke ndaba bye. Ngaphupha la isaka, yabo. Ngaphupha isaka ene design yesiphambano inespeaker futhi, yabo. Isaga. In fact, I need to get that sorted. Isiphambano, so isaga and isiphambano se lona. Isaga and design isiphambano nespeaker. So we understand ukuthi sembatho lesi, but senziwe ngesaga. And they told me ukuthi lesembatho isaba bamkhulu umdala wayehamba nofudu, so impande kahle impande yethu eyako Khanyile Khanyile ukhokho ufika le phezulu And when we have lezi embatho lezi, we made them from amasaga, and we made them from immaterial because kunazo izembatho ezindala ezayigqoka ezazenziwa njenga omama babegqoka amalona, omama abaganile, that is babegqoka amabheshu. Not amabheshu, ngiyaxolisa, sengishawe isidwaba naso babegqoka isidwaba, obaba babefaka amabheshu, yabo. So we have izinto zethu esiyigqokayo kwaZulu. You know, there are other cultures, they have also their own thing, but siney'nto zethu esaziyigqoka esasizenzile ngendalo, uyabona nto ngendalo. We took things from nature, we took things from animal skin, sakha lezi zinto efana ukuthi sizakhe. But the unfortunate thing is ukuthi lezi zinto sesiyigqoka eziningi saphucwa zona, yabo, ngoba nama-beads bekhona. Iwasho mina ngiyiphupha ngayikhonjiswa in the original form, and when I saw them in the original form ngabuza well, at the time Gobela ikhona isiwasho esinje, wathi yena hayi uzohamba phela laphayana la ethenga khona iwasho uthenge lezi okhonjiswe zona, right? And finally I went and ngayithenga lezi engikhonjiswe zona, but I didn't buy them in the original. Ngixolele menibona nani niyazi izangoma, but I didn't buy in its original form, even though they showed me in iswasho in its original form, yabo. Bangikhombisa nokuthi iwasho khona la efike ukhe khona, but la ikhiwa khona kuney'nyoka as well. So kuney'nyoka la ezikhiwa khona, so it's a little bit scary to go and try and get, and angazi ukuthi sikhiwa kanjani. So all these things bezikhona. It's just that we have lost the knowledge of. Okay, we're back. So we've lost the knowledge of how lezi zinto lezi in its original form ukuthi zenziwa kanjani and zitholakala kanjani and zilandwa, you know, because other cultures have stolen that from us, and sebethathe izinto zethu basidayisela zona, and they've dumbed them down and manufactured them down and made them not into the quality and the weight that usually were, or the original format was. They've done it in the way which obviously it saves money and what zonke lezo zinto that comes with that. So lezi zinto zazikhona not in the manner that esizigqoka ngazo manje or seyivela ngazo manje, but zazikhona. It's just that we no longer have that knowledge. So then what does iDlozi do? iDlozi then understands that and says, okay, kuze sikwazi ukuthi sikufeze lokhu nalokhu nalokhu okufanele ukuthi makufezeke, hamba olanda lokhu, it will be able to assist in us in the manner that we need assisted or we need to be represented kuze kwazi ukuthi lokhu esikufunayo kwenzeke. I hope you're understanding into engichazayo. There's a lot of izinto zethu that esingasanazo ulwazi lazo, esingasanazo understanding or the power to go and get, because asazi ukuthi mokuthi uyokhala phaya fanele wenze njani ukuze uhlehlise abaphathi balapho, you know. Asakwazi ukuthi mokuthi fanele uyokha iswasho esithile, you know, lapha emanzini sikhiwa kanjani, and how do you then, you know, masususikhile usenze njani ukuze sibe yile ndlela le kuphuma ublue or kuphume ugreen or kuphume uyellow. We no longer have that knowledge. We don't know how to do that. So umsebenzi fanele uqhubeke, izinto fanele uqhubeke. That it would take too long and it would delay in us being able to go into amandla alelo dlozi elikhombisa leyo nto ukuze sikwazi ukuthi kuqhubeke umsebenzi. So in order for things to keep moving and not stop, we just have to go and get into ethile endaweni ethile. You know, so now we see things the way we see them, because bheka kudala e-India there's silk, which means indwangu akuyona into yamanje. Into ekuthiwa indwangu akuyona into yamanje, into yakudala. Into ekuthiwa isembatho akuyona into yamanje, into yakudala. But there was ways that we got that. Kufana nesikhumba, kunendlela isikhumba esenziwa ngayo ukuze sikwazi ukuthi sithambe, ukwazi ukuthi usigqoke sibo blanket, ukwazi ukuthi usimbathe sibo blanket, noma ukwazi ukuthi usike sibe isikhwama, you know, samathambo. Mina ngikhonjiswa isikhwama sami samathambo, ngakhonjiswa isikhumba sami senkomo, isikhumba sami senkomo simhlophe. So ngakhonjiswa isikhumba sami senkomo sisikiwe in a particular way, and from that piece kuphuma isikhwama, you know. So it's hard to do that because ikhumba zethu zedlozi ziqinile. Sa umuntu wahlahlela inkomo wakhipha isikhumba waqhubeka nempilo, wangakwazi ukuthi okay kuze kwazi ukuthi kuphume lokhu in this manner, this is what I do. Kuze kwazi ukuthi kuphume lokhu in this manner, this is what I do. We don't have that knowledge. We don't. It's been stolen from us. Because manje mokufanele uthambise isikhumba sakho whatever, you pay inkampani yabelungu eqashe abantu abamnyama ukuthi bathambise leyo nto. Ukwakha isigubhu, you know, mina umzala wami oyisangoma, she's the only one I know ukwazi ukwakha isigubhu. You know, igubhu thina siyayithenga manje, siyayithenga kule itolo lezo, my friend. Yabo, sayitenga ebelungweni, sayitenga in all these shops that are not of our people. But ulwazi has been there. It's just it's been taken away from us. Because Tina, we're trying to be all these white people. We are trying to be, you know, people of color, and not us in our original form, in the representation of our lineage and our ancestors. So kunzima to get. What was that about? No, it's fine, babe. No, no. So kunzima for us ukuthi yazela. So kunzima for us ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi manje sibuyele emuva, but siyazama kancane uncenga ulwazi, sikwazi ukuthi ezinye izinto sizenze ibhidane. I learned from umamezala wami engenzisa ibhidane lakhe, wathi this is how you're going to do it, and wangenzisa ibhidane lakhe ukuze ngikwazi ukuthi ngilibusise, ngiyolibika emanzini bese ke akwazi ukuthi asebenzise, you know. So ngasizo yena ngikwazi ukuthi ibhidane lenziwa kanjani. Hayi lamabhidane athengwayo laphayana kule itolo lezi ezingazona zabantu bethu, you know. I learned from that ukwenza imiyeko. I learned from umamezala wami engihlalisa ethi angimluka imiyeko, and that was my first experience of ukwenza imiyeko, and I did it. Ngayenza ngamluka, and then angitshela ukuthi enza kanje. So even ukufaka ubuhlali, ngiyakwazi ukufaka ubuhlali kumiyeko because of being forced to do it, you know. So that's the only way I've gained knowledge on how to do certain things. But izinto manje sayithenga because we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the understanding. That has been taken from us. So kwezinye izinto, yes, when you get the time, ubona ukuthi ngesikhathi uyayifunda uyasihlupha ukuthi uzifunde ukuze ukwazi ukuthi lokho kufanele ukuthi makufezeke kufezeke. I've spent time forcing myself, you know, to gather the knowledge from my people. Ngiphahlele okunye, you know, okunye ngiphoqa ukuthi ngineyingane ezihlushwa amadlozi, you know, okunye kungiphoqa because shabalala ayibuya hlushwe idlozi, and we can't just go to anybody for help. So it's things like that. So zazi khona izinto, but it's just that zazingekho in the manner that esezenziwa ngayo manje, and our ancestors recognize what has happened. Ngoba phela bayabona, bayaphila, bahamba nathi, you know. So they know that, and then they just give us assistance or show us what to do in order to navigate backup plan. So backup lelabai. It's not the original one that we wanted, it's a backup one, but lizokwazi ukuthi nalo lenze lokho efanele ukuthi makwenze. Kufana no, that's why I always say when it comes to amadlozi, it's such a beautiful thing because they have backup plans. Ukuthi umuntu logobela ofanele uthwase kuyena owakhonjiswa yena akasekho noma umtholi, they have a backup gobela uzokwazi ukuthi kusize. They have if ungawutholi umuthi othile that you need to heal whatever, they show you a backup muti that's going to be able to do that as well. It may not do it in the level that they wanted, but still it does the job. It just might take longer because it's not the thing le abayifuna kuqala. Yabo. I hope ngiyazwakala and you understand. Sawubona makoti. Yebo squeezer. Oh shabalala kosaba babadigi. Sawubona makoti. Ninjani. Ninjani bo. I hope you're well and happy. Happy birthday. Speaking about losing knowledge, I've noticed that most healers have forgotten about igobongo lesambulo, and it's very important. Because for me igobongo was one of the first things I came to understand. Ukuthi okay, kunegobongo lentwaso leli including inkamba zakho zedlozi, and mekuthi unesithunywa ke izo-include iy'nkamba zesithunywa ukuze kwazi phela ukuthi kuhlangane yonke imimoya. Then kunegobongo lo muntu oqhagela abantu abadala ngale ndlela ukuthi kudinga ukuthi kwehlike behle kuyena baye kumudla igazi bakwazi ukuthi ke basebenze phezu kwempilo yakhe and other things ne. So lelo gobongo bese kuba khona igobongo leli lesambulo which most people babiza ngomuthi omhlophe. Lelo gobongo libizwa ngomuthi omhlophe or ublawu ne, because noblawu buyahluka. So you have to be specific in ublawu lobo obudingayo, right? Which ublawu lobo umuthi omhlophe loyo okuwumuthi ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi umbuleleke noma ucaciseleke kwizinto ucaciseleke kwizinto kodwa khehle kudala. Yabo ukwazi ukuthi ucaciseleke kwizinto ukwazi ukuthi khanye la fanele ukuthi makukhanye khona. Zonke lezi zinto mina I fail to understand ukuthi why healers don't know them. Healers just give you igobongo about 7 days ziyasha sudlile igobongo, and that's not the case, you know. And igobongo lo Makhosi or igobongo igobongo elasemakhosini lenziwa uMakhosi. Mina igobongo umuntu ozothi igobongo, but igobongo ukacamagu alikho igobongo kacamagu they have imithi yabo that is similar to igobongo, but li igobongo falling under their specific imimoya or their specific culture. Ne? And they can't then call it igobongo because igobongo that's another thing. Kune gobongo la kamzawu yabo nalo igobongo layo mebelibiza ngale ndlela abalibiza ngayo bazobiza ngale ndlela abalibiza ngayo ayipoison bamba phi manje yabo. So amagobongo each spirit or each type of intwaso has igobongo abalikhiphayo for their people, if that's making sense, if you understanding me. Angazi noma ichaza kahle, but njengoba ngisho ukuthi kacamagu nabo bane mithi abayikhiphayo that is similar to igobongo, but it falls under their culture yabo ngendlela bona benza ngayo izinto. And angazi noma I may be wrong, but I think islawu, and leso slawu siyahluka khona islawu sako khalko mama nesilawu sekhalko tata. I think leska tata islawu sibovu bese lesi sika mama islawu simhlophe. But again, I stand to be corrected. I'm not fully versed in the understanding of imithi nokulapha kwaXhosa. I'm not. Yabo, so ninga-quote ukuthi wathi uMakhosi Thandi kunje. No. I'm saying ukuthi from my small understanding of into yabo nento esengiyibonile, this is what I think it is or close to, because imithi engiyizwile or engayitshelwa umlaphi wakacamagu angithi no umngane ngama wakho loya wathi wasucamaga angithi yabo. So in conversations with people like that abathu wasocamagu nanani, based on imithi engengizwe beyikhuluma or besho obu involved kwi-Slough yabo, kwi-Slough iyona le yegoba le nto fanele ukuthi mayifeze like igobo yabo. Nalesi ke I don't know much about leyo ntwaso, how it functions and this and that, but nabo banendlela yabo yokwenzela uyayibona leyo nto leyo. If then your lineage requires imithi from that specific way of healing uyabo. So leto amagobo ngaflyayo nje ungazi ukuthi umuntu unento amakhosi kodwa udla igobongo laka camagu mhlambe ngenza example, noma udla igobongo elenziwe kaMdzawu vele ube confused uthi kodwa manje ke emakhosini ke lo muntu nje obehamba nabantu bakwaZulu obasemakhosini, how are they going to function when into zabo zenziwa kanje? Ngoba kunemithi ecindezela imimoya. If wena fanele ulashwe emakhosini but udla imithi wena ufanele ulashwe emakhosini because your lineage is of the Zulu nation, uzodla imithi. Eminye imithi ayakwazi ukuthi icindezele imimoya yakho, or umuntu ofanele ulashwe kwacamagu or kwaXhosa and udla imithi yasemakhosini iyakhona ukuthi icindezele leyo nto, or uthola ukuthi it makes you more sick because they're not understanding ukuthi yini le oyidlayo, yini le obafida yona, you know, and ikhona ukuthi icindezele. So yeah, healers are confused and lost. Ingobani most of them bathwala, so yini abazoyazi betshelwa amashushu, mabachela amashushu ayikho into abazoyazi. Makhosi gogo, and happy birthday, many more and happy healthy ones. Ngiyabonga, happy birthday, thank you so much. I think this video is becoming longer than I anticipated. Yep. Excuse me.
I'm supposed to sleep, but she's still doing the video.
Uba.
Thandi. She already fallen asleep.
Oh.
She has a stomach ache at the gym, but belly doesn't hurt.
No, fanele uzoba right. So it's things like that. I think lento nje is it's just a lot. It's just a lot when it comes to healers. That's why for me I always say ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi imsame neyokuyona, because it starts with imsame. Menihambe niyolashwa la okunezinto ezingekho right khona. Uzohamba uqoqe igodlo uhambe bonke abalaphi because you are not getting the healing you need due to the fact that ulashwa abantu abangagezekile. There's somebody I started healing recently who besenzisa imithi neyiwasho zami and waqala wambuleleka, and then they were telling me about their dreams, and then wathi in that dream but luckily vele angisho igama lakho, but wangitshela ukuthi in the dream umuntu khona umuntu obekhuluma emguide in the dream wamfaka esigodlweni, leso sigodlo leso ke wamtshela ukuthi okay uyabona phayana bakho gogo, I'm paraphrasing njalo, wathi ya nabo gogo uyababona ukuthi banjani ukuthi baseduze noNkulunkulu, which is something I always say. Ancestors are close to God, you know. God, if he wants you to get help and healing, he's not going to send u-Abraham to you. Uzothumelela ithongo lakini, idlozi lakini ukuthi ukhona ukuthi liguide ukuthi usizakale. Ngeke kuthumela u-Abraham ongamazi, uzobale kuze phula ubone indoda ongayazi nokuthi yakasibongo bani ikhona ifika kuwena ithi izokusiza, and no one has ever dreamt of Abraham, you know. So amathongo akithi, they are close to God, you know, and wathi kulela phupho lasho ukuthi abayifuni into engcolile. The very same thing I always say ukuthi amadlozi awafuni ungcola, amadlozi awafuni into engabhadlile, amadlozi ahleze efuna kuza prosperation akwazi ukuthi afeze lokho afana ukuthi makufeze phezu kwesimo sakho somoya. They want cleanliness, they want purity. They don't want izinto nezilwane nezonke lezi zinto ehamba inilanda ukuthi manje uzoba nemingi. Leyo mali izoba short lived. Kodwa isibusiso esiqhamuka kini kwidlozi lakini nabantu ohamba nabo will always be forever, because umnotho banawo. It's just that you need to work at unlocking it in the manner that it needs to be unlocked. Khona uzoba ne-access engapheli. Noma sithakathwa, hayi lalela. Asilali singadlile, asilali swele, hayi ngisho ukuthi khalele uchocolate noma ngiyawuthanda uchocolate, lalela ngi-addict. Ngifuna uchocolate othile ngingabi nemali yokuthenga. It doesn't work like that. Because I've worked for my ancestors. And umuntu owasebenzela idlozi lakubo, umuntu owayisebenzela into eyiyona, lalela ngeke acabanga ngisho ukuthatha udoti or athatha ungcola azokwembathisa ithongo lakhe, because they know how much they've worked for their ancestors. Mosebenzile wathwasa, waguqa, wathoba, wenza konke that is required of you from your ancestors. You won't allow anything to ukuthi kushonise emuva or to mess with that. Mawazi ukuthi waphothula ngenkomo wagida esibayeni. You're not going to allow anything to mess with that. Once we unlock ibusiso zedlozi lakho, you're not going to want anything to mess with that, because you know what you have sacrificed and what you have done for your ancestors. Yabo. But yes, bazalwane, abanguthi sengiqedile ngihlalile la ngixanani langaze ngalamba sengaze ngabhema sengikwenze konke. But thank you so much. Thank you to all that have been with me, that have entrusted the healing over the years to me, that have trusted their stories to me, that have trusted their spirits, their souls, have allowed us to be a part of their lives. Thank you so much, and for growing with me on this channel. And for loving me the way I am and how we come. Kunzima Dlozi, asikwazi ungahleki. Mina ngiyakuthanda ukuhleka. Ngiyakuthanda ukuhleka. Ngiyathanda nje ukujoke, because this life is hard. This life comes with so many challenges. So wena, it's your responsibility ukuthi uzakhele your own peace, uzakhele your own joy. Ngisho kufika izinto ezisindayo esifuna ukuthi ukhale ufikele usizi, but to know ukuthi there's a space that you've built within yourself that you know it's going to be okay, so you're going to laugh through the pain. On social media sometimes we post umsangano because we can't be serious all the time. Sihamba nethunywa sihamba namanono that were playful spirits, that were spirits that enjoyed having a good time, enjoyed ukuhleka nejoy. Lalela mekwenziwa iladi, mekwenziwa umgidi, kusokwenziwa lapho kusojatshulwa kusika, you connecting through music and a happy environment, and you connecting through all the things that make us African and that make us so unique and such a special group of people. And ngiyandithanda ngizonshaya nje nale verse ka-Proverbs Proverbs 13 ne iti a wise son pays attention when his father corrects him, but an arrogant person, those who are deceitful are hungry for violence. Be careful what you say and protect your life. A careless talker destroys himself. No matter how much a lazy person may want something, he will never get it. A hard worker will get everything he wants. Honest people hate lies, but the words of the wicked people are shameful and disgraceful. Righteousness protects the innocent. Wickedness is the downfall of sinners. Some people pretend to be rich but have nothing. Others pretend to be poor but own a fortune. Okay, ngizogcina lapho. So Proverbs 13 nje, chapter 13 isho kanjani lento nakho ngidida ukufunda iBhayibheli. Proverbs 13 to 13 ugcina lapha na uqale lapha na ku uyoze ufike ku7. Hayi nina nazi iBhayibheli ngizowazi ukuthi yini lo situation. But yes, this just sums up a lot that I say, you know, ukuthi kubalekile, you know, to be a person that when you are wrong, admit that you're wrong and understand that when you are corrected, it's okay and it will make you better. And that's what I try to do a lot. Ukuthi nami ngiyazazi ukuthi angikho perfect and ngibhede and ngiyakwamukela lokho, you know. You need to understand yourself and understand which you're not always going to be right and you're not always going to be perfect. But you know when you're corrected, you accept that and you grow so that you can be better. Understand that when you're an honest person, into ebhedayo ngeke uzoyifuna noma kuthiwa ikwenza isitha phakathi kwabantu. But yes, I'm okay with losing subscribers if it means ukuthi kuhamba laba abangakhona ukumelana neqiniso engizokhuluma, abangakhona ukuthi ngibuye ngithethe and understand ukuthi it's coming from a place of love and it's coming from a place of I want you guys in your journeys enwahambayo with whoever that is helping you grow ukuthi indlela iyodwa. Indlela is through honesty, it's through ukuzikhandla. Even nganzima emadlozini, you're not doing it for the other person, you're doing it for your own spirit, for your own spirit to understand ukuthi ibusiso ziqhamuka ngokuthi fanele ngijuluke ngisebenza kanzima. Ngihlale nabantu emafonini mengihlola. Sometimes I sit with somebody for an hour helping through their situation and I'm okay with that, you know. I'm okay with knowing ukuthi when I drop that call umuntu kune level of clarity that they have, you know. Umuntu une level of understanding that they have in zonke lezinto, even though we're not going to cover everything within an hour, but umuntu ube nesikhathi ukuthi akwazi ukuthi understand ngangcono izinto eziningi ebezihambe zenzeka empilweni yakhe, ezenzeka ngamaphupho, ezenzeka ngezibonakaliso, you know. People that work hard get rewarded. If you are lazy and you think ukuthi yonke into izofika on your lap, and I've had amathwasa, even amathwasa anjalo aqanisa ukuthi iholiday inla, you know, because ajwayele ukuthi yonke into nje bayanikwa eDlozini or even esithunyweni, you need to kuzikhandla. You don't do it for anybody else but your people, because uvusa abantu ade balala. And you want those blessings and you want that connection to be strong. And ngeke zibe strong if you think ukuthi laziness is going to help you through that. If you think ngokuqhatha abantu or speaking ill of people is going to make you seem better, you know. Asihlala sikhuluma amagama abantu because I don't have the time or the energy for it. Because it's not going to do anything for you and it's not going to do anything for me. Into esingayenza ukuthi kunezimo ekanje ezenzakalayo gwema 1 no 2 no 3. That's all I can do about situations I've seen and I've heard of. But to sit and talk about people's names and whatever, it's not going to help anybody, you know. It's not going to benefit anybody. Understand ukuthi into iyasetshenzelwa ukuthoba ukufunda, ukulalela. Listen to understand and not listen just to hear words. Listen to really have inkulumo ihlale kuwena khona uzokhula, and be a better person. There are people that like to feed off chaos and feed off ukuthi kuyaxatshana endaweni or kuyaxatshana egodlweni or kuyaxatshana between people. That is not our job. Our job is always to come at things with peace and come at things in order to connect people and to help them, work through their problems. Hence why ngisho abantu engibala ngazi ukuthi usibanibani uyisitha kuwena okwakho ukuthi ukwazi lokho, hayi ukuthi uhambe uyenza impi nalowo muntu. That's not your job as a spiritual person. Your job is to be a peaceful person. Yabo. Yes, impi mekufikela egcekeni, deal with it accordingly. But hayi ukuthi uthakathe. Those aren't the lessons that are meant to be learned. Uthi uhamba namadlozi or uhamba namathongo. We are because we know who God is. Siyamazi. So I hope this conversation has been helpful. I miss you all. So I post my video I promise. I'm just trying to work through yonke le msebenzi le esangihlalele. But yeah, kube kuhle kube mhlophe shabalala valelisa. Biz namasevele kupoison lelo.
No, Valelisa. Yeah,
Makhosi.
True.
So weird. Yeah. Imagine no coke.